Howdy, howdy, ho.
Ho!
Welcome back to the Brinx Hearse podcast. My name is Ryan McNeil.
Michael Frieri.
And that was Mikey with an aggressive introduction. We're excited for today's episode.
Very excited. Long time coming.
And we got hyped because we were just listening to that theme song. And you know, the Brinx Hearse podcast, it's a good podcast. It's a great podcast when you put that theme song in front of it.
Yeah, it's the icing on the cake.
It is the icing on the cake. And it really sets the mood. And a great theme song can set the mood for some great television, too. That's why today we're counting down the top 10 TV theme songs of all time.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for this one. Now, what do you look for in a good TV theme song?
I like it to match the feel of the show. Because sometimes I hear like ones that are like, oh, that's a good theme song. But it doesn't necessarily fit, or it feels like it's just kind of there to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a song I enjoy. I didn't follow this rule entirely, but I do like it when the song was like made for the show. Like they didn't just pick an already existing song.
Okay, yeah.
A little effort into that. And length, too. I like some length to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say it depends for the length, because I feel like a great TV theme bumps without, having to build up anything. It just hits right away. That's,
It depends. Sometimes, like, the shortness of Breaking Bad, it's cool because it's like the show speaks for itself.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
No fanfare necessary.
Yeah.
But I also learned when making my list, I have a lot of, like, and especially in my honorable mentions, I have a lot of kids shows because I feel like so much more care goes into a theme song for a kids show.
For sure.
Like, for whatever, like, I guess to, like, hook them and attach them with music.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, but I realize that there's so much more care put in for the little ones.
Yes, I agree.
And are you someone who skips intro when you're watching the show?
It really depends. If it's a good one, there's no shot that I'm skipping. But if it's just like whatever, yeah.
I almost never skip intro.
Can I just say, maybe it's on your list. Mm-hmm. It's not for me. One that I always skip is Stranger Things.
Oh, I love the Stranger Things.
That thing just drags out way too much for me.
That's in my honorable mentions. I can understand it's a little long. Yeah.
And there's no like visual spectacle along with it. It's just the letters.
No, it's just the letters. Yeah.
So whatever. Anyways. So you're saying eeriness? Sorry, folks. I just hit the space bar.
It's okay, Mikey. Yeah, I feel like that probably worked well for Stranger Things, just like the first season, because it's like very eerie and mysterious. Mm-hmm. But now that we like know the show.
Right.
It doesn't have the same effect, but still.
Yes, I agree.
Do you have any honorable mentions before we get started?
I have a big slew of honorable mentions, actually.
I as well.
I got, like you said, a lot of kids shows. I got Johnny Test, Phineas and Ferb, Ben 10, Shameless, Friends, The Wire. Oh, I had Shameless twice. Kick Buttowski, Succession.
I have not heard anyone out loud say the words Kick Buttowski since 2009.
I love that show. That was so good. And it got you hyped up.
He was like a daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Daredevil?
And it was like, kick.
Yes.
Kick Buttowski. Something like that. Gravity Falls. Regretfully, Everybody Hates Chris. And Game of Thrones.
What do you mean regretfully? Like you wish it made it on the list?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. We were bumping to that one every time that one came on. My honorable mentions, I got also Ben 10, What We Do in the Shadows, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Teen Titans, Fairly Odd Parents, Phineas and Ferb, Zoe 101, Kim Possible, Total Drama Island, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Everybody Hates Chris, Wizards of Waverly Place, Danny Phantom, Mr. Show, Big Mouth, and Only Murders in the Building.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff on there, I gotta say.
Yeah. And I do like I like my top 10 list as well.
I enjoy my top 10 list.
Yeah.
In fact, it was very meticulously crafted.
Yes. Now, Mikey, would you like to start this one or should I?
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
While we're on the list of younger shows, I got The Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes.
That was on your honorable mentions?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's super fanatical. It fits the show of having fairies at your disposal to make every wish. And it's kind of like treating like Timmy's fantasies. Like you see like the green juice, guava juice, giant steak, birthday cake. It just shows you the possibilities, and it's like, damn, I wish I could have a fairly godparent.
Yeah, and I think it's also like for like a kid show and like just a sitcom, like you're supposed to just be like, oh, pick it up whenever, like
Yeah.
whatever episode. The theme song is literally just like a synopsis of like the show. Like it
Yeah.
tells you everything you need to know. It's like, here's Timmy, his parents, the Vicky, the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yep.
Boom, there you
Yep.
go. You don't need any more.
Exactly.
And exactly, it's a perfect like it gets the energy up. It's fantastical. It
Mhm.
gets you into it right away.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just
Yeah.
think. Also, it's just so much fun watching like all the. I mean, we're not talking about visuals here, but
The visuals always help, certainly.
yes, of course, of course. Like
Yeah.
I said with Stranger Things, the visuals don't have me holding
Yeah.
on to anything. But
Mm.
yeah, like you said, a great way to just have an origin story without having an origin episode.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't, especially with kids shows, like you don't really remember the first one a lot of the times.
Oh no, no.
And like I don't remember the first episode of Fairly Odd Parents, but the theme song is like, okay, I don't need to see it when I know that much.
And then you'll say rewatch the show, and I'll be like, this was the first episode. This is just like a regular episode
Yeah.
that I always watch. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I like that pick.
All right.
You gotta give shout outs to the shows for the little tykes.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Little Tykes. I could still throw down with Fairly Odd Parents.
It's still a good show.
Yeah. The new stuff I know now is apparently not great. They tried to introduce some new stuff, but anyways, you're number 10.
Okay. My number 10, I have the British Office.
Oh.
Now this is an instance where it is a song that already existed. And it's a song called Handbags and Glad Rags. That it was originally by Rod Stewart. I don't even know who the guy singing it in this version is. But it fits the show in that it's very just kind of dour and kind of just like getting through it, but like there's still an aura of positivity to it, and that's what the whole show is. Like both offices, American and British, are about
Mhm.
like you're in this very mundane position, you're not where you want to be, but you're always looking up, like you keep your head up, kind of thing. And I think this song captures it very, very well. And again, it matches the visuals where you don't see any people, you just see like cars moving and like the buildings, like just gray brick buildings, and it captures just the kind of the desolate feeling that is the office.
Mm.
But the song it gets you, it makes it feel warm one way or somehow, some way.
Haven't seen an episode of The British Office. I never heard the song. So this is an interesting pick.
I knew I had to throw a British one in there as well, and this was one that it stuck out to me.
Oh,
for
was
sure.
this just for a little representation there, Ryan?
No, but no, but I do love the theme song, and this obviously never skip it, and yeah, and I think it fits this one just like the American one fits the American one. The American one's a little more jaunty, a little more happy and hyper,
Mm.
just like the show is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely watch the British Office because it's I don't know, 15 episodes or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
You should. All right.
My
Melvin?
number 9. Now, when we're talking about music theory, Fairly Odd Parents is a little more technical than this one here.
Okay.
This one is quite basic. I have a few that are, like full-on songs and ones that are
Yeah.
just like a little ditty.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about just the simple How I Met Your Mother theme. Have you?
Oh yes, I do know this one because
Yeah,
it's
they're
that's
just-
Polaroids coming at you.
yeah,
right?
they're just going ba 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 ba. That entire
Yes.
thing. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
I have seen that. Yeah, and that's good.
I think
Quick,
it's
happy, jaunty.
yeah, it's so simple, and I think it like just captures like the good times of being in your like mid-20s and stuff. I don't know, not that I know, but
Yeah.
it just feels like it captures the vibe.
Yeah, and I do feel like that perfectly fits that bar setting. I haven't seen much How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But that like an episode starts right in the bar. It's like, okay, this tracks. Like that
Yeah.
fits perfectly with
Yeah,
what
exactly.
the show is.
Hmm.
Hmm,
And it's
I like
nice and heartfelt because there's a lot of heartfelt moments in the show. It just
Yeah. And again, with just seeing the Polaroids of them, it's like, okay, you already established they're buddies, they're friends.
right, yeah.
Yeah. All right, now my number 9. I cheated a bit here. With
Oh.
Number 9.
Oh boy.
I'll be honest with you. I just put Scooby Doo all versions
Oh,
because I could not pick.
completely forgot about Scooby Doo.
I could not pick for the life of me going with the 60s. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Or the one we grew up with in the
Yeah.
early 2000s,
Yeah.
which is an awesome punk rock song.
Right.
I couldn't pick, so I just put them together.
All right.
But I
Yeah.
watched both of them probably just as equally growing up.
I don't think
the
that's
old
really
and the new.
cheating. I don't think that's really
Okay.
cheating. I'll allow it.
But yeah, both of them. It's eerie. It's spooky. It's a talking dog, man. What more do you want?
The there was once an interview with the Phillies' Nick Castellanos, and apparently he's on record saying Scooby-Doo's his favorite superhero. And it's a kid like a kid our age interviewing him. He goes, "Why is Scooby-Doo your favorite superhero?" And he goes, "Well, first of all, he's a dog and he talks." And I think that's really all you need to say.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What do I prefer between the two? I don't know actually, because they both have such a good charm.
Yeah, I think the first one definitely fits the show more. Where it's just
yes.
Hey, it's a simple, fun little thing we're gonna do. The new one that like we grew up with, like it's like intense, and like the adventures are a little more sprawling and it probably interesting altogether. But still, it's still just like it's a mystery kid show. Like the song goes a little too hard, then it matches the show.
But honestly, that might.
I'm never gonna get mad at a song for going too hard.
Oh, is there really too hard, Ryan?
There is no too hard. Come on.
We're gonna get pretty hard on this list, so.
We are. Oh, my top 3.
Let's get used to it.
Concrete, baby.
Great pick, by the way. I must say. Right. I didn't even think of it.
What you got at that Ocho?
My Ocho is another simple one. We got Futurama. And that's...
I think I've heard this
It's just like the bells.
Okay, yeah.
And then like a little like synth... I don't know. It just fits the kind of futuristic aesthetic, but also very like tapered back. I think I appreciate a theme song that has no words, but is so catchy you can't forget it, even if it's just little bells ringing. Yeah,
and that is huge. That like you said, it fits the show, and like it gives you a vibe for the show without saying a thing.
Right.
And when you mentioned like the synth and the futuristic stuff, it did make me think the Rick and Morty theme song. Like it's very good and fits the show quite well. Yeah. And which one would you prefer? Do you prefer the Futurama one over Rick and Morty?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You do? Okay.
I mean, I haven't watched that much Rick and Morty, so I don't really know.
Okay.
But like I would say, I don't know if this is on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Bob's Burgers.
It was in the honorable mentions.
Okay. I don't find that to be great because although it's like a nice little ditty, it's got no catchiness to it. Like there's nothing I can really like hum off my head.
Yes, that's true. I can't hum the Bob Burgers theme.
Yeah, exactly.
I do when it's on. I'd like to do a little air ukulele.
Yeah, the ukulele goes a little too hard. Like there's a little too much going on there.
and it fits the delightful, light-hearted nature of the show.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, it doesn't stick with you necessarily, as much as other ones do.
Right.
Yeah. I like that pick.
Thank you.
Number 8. I have a show I've mentioned on this show before, and I believe you have not heard of. Oh, look at how wary you are of it. The show it featured in my top fictional characters list, and that's Daria.
Yes.
It was the spin-off of Beavis and Butthead, and the theme song is again very punk rock, very 90s kind of grunge-like, and she's like going through high school. She doesn't like it. She feels lots of like societal pressures, and the song is mostly repeats "You're standing on my neck." Well, that's the name of the song, and then like that's the chorus to it, and it's all about like a very silent frustration, I guess you could say.
Wow.
And the song captures like her mood perfectly, and it fits the high school setting of the show too.
That seems to be like a very like serious kind of thing. Like you're standing on my neck, you're holding me down. Very poetic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still like a fun kind of comedy show, but it gets deep. It gets deep when it needs to be deep. Yeah. Anytime you're dealing with I feel like a lot of theme songs actually like like we said, a lot of school shows they involve like a lot of kid shows involve school. Like Fish Hook starts with a bell. I think My Gym Partner's a Monkey also has a gym bell in it.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ryan, you remember so much more than I do when I make these lists.
I had a pretty good memory, but
like how do you make these lists? Like do you? Because I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
I just try to think of like all the shows I watched, and then like I'll go on IMDb and like it'll be like similar to like at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, that one. Oh yeah, maybe that one.
Because
I make a list of them all.
My process is like, if I can't even think of it off the top of my head, it's not really worth being on the show anyways. If it's
that is a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good rule of thumb.
All right.
Now we're moving on to your number 7.
This is, this looks like the last of my simpleton themes, and it's a great guitar lick.
I was gonna say, I think I know what it is.
Better Call Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Now that, I mean,
another show I air guitar to.
Yes. I obviously Breaking Bad is not on my list. I don't find Breaking Bad to be a significant. I wouldn't even consider it a theme song.
Yeah, it's just
a theme
intro
tune. But it's kind of interesting because it captures like the sleaziness of Saul Goodman in a odd way.
Yeah. Because when you just hear that, you think, because it's all it is, just one guitar, and you're like, this is a lonely guy just playing the blues by himself. And like, you're absolutely right. Somehow, for whatever reason, it does capture Saul Goodman so well.
Yeah, and I just think it's definitely the most memorable of the two. If you even want to compare Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, I mean, people make memes out of it all the time. I think it's earned its keep.
Absolutely.
Your hike setting changed.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, you gotta mix it up.
How scary. Maybe one day it'll show you on a cliff or something like that.
I hope there's no bears approaching from behind.
I would be wary. It'd be cool if it... Oh, it is a moving picture. Yeah, it'd be cool if a bear walked past.
There was one I tried before, and it was this awful... It was supposed to be like Grease, and like every 2 minutes it had like this like gif of a cat like walk by a ledge.
Well,
but anyway.
Yes.
My number 7, I have Community. A fantastic show, and I listened to this song. I love the song so much, and I listened to it so much that I started watching Community in September 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the top 5 of my Spotify Wrapped.
Wow.
So I apparently was just binging that thing all day. And the song is called... Oh, crap, what's the official name of the song? At Least It Was Here. And it's kind of... You don't, like, get a clear idea about, like, what it's about necessarily, because, like, they're saying, like, a lot of, like, awful things and, like, a lot of good things about the place, but they say, at least it was here. And they say, like, I can't think of, like, any reason I should stay or something, but they stay anyway. And that's what describes the situation of the show.
Right.
None of them kind of want to be there, and they act like they don't want to be there, but they all stay. They all stay, and they stay there for each other. And it's happy, but like I said, there's like kind of some darkness to it with because again, there's like some unhappiness in some of the lyrics, but it's still fun and gets you ready for a hilarious show.
Like I said, the other episode, another episode, I am just starting Community. I think.
How far are you in now?
I think I'm on season 3, maybe.
Okay.
And it kind of bothers me, and New Girl does this too. It bothers me when they take the theme song, and some episodes they'll play their full theme song, and then some episodes they'll like cut it short, and I'm like, this is a great theme song.
Especially on streaming, I don't understand how or why they would still do that.
I don't know. Yeah, and it's not like, okay, we've ran like the full theme song for the past like 10 episodes or so. Let's just let's just cut to the short ones from now on. It goes back and forth for no reason.
Yes, and I'd rather them just, if you're gonna do it, just switch.
Yeah, exactly.
And another thing Community does, which also shout out to all shows that do this, when they have like a Halloween episode, the theme is changed a little bit and it's spooky. It's a Christmas episode.
Yes.
They just throw some jingle. It adds so much. Just throw a little jingle bells in there,
and
you get a better theme song for that episode.
Always good.
And also, I love the visual of the
pages or the
catcher. Yeah, fantastic.
I can't count the reasons I should stay, but one by one, they all just fade away.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Shakespeare.
It is Shakespeare.
Now, talking about Shakespeare here.
Oh.
We got SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ah.
Snaps all around for that poetry. I mean, from the raspy voice of the pirate singing
Yeah.
to the little kids in the background echoing.
Mm.
You know, it's perfect. This is
It
perfect.
really is.
Yeah.
It is the perfect, especially like children's theme song. It literally addresses children directly.
Yeah.
They aren't just responding themselves. Like they respond with the kids in the show. Because sometimes Dora will like ask questions and then it's just silence, and it's almost creepy.
Yeah.
And then SpongeBob, it goes into that fast-paced theme song, and like again the visuals, it's just like kind of him, and then like they have the cool like kind of tropical background.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't like let you know what the show's about, but it doesn't matter.
It's
when
about
you just say
a sponge.
When you
That's
just
it.
repeat, you repeat SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't care what the show's about. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, and then at the end you get that little iconic.
Oh yes.
On the nose, and the bubbles, and
Yeah.
My perfect theme song, I would say.
That's such a good pick. That should have been in my honorable mentions if it wasn't.
You don't have it on at all.
I didn't. Wow. Yeah, that should definitely be on. No, I don't have it anywhere.
Wow.
I don't think.
Right.
Yeah. I should have done more research. I didn't do enough research, I guess.
You should have done your research. Should have.
But yeah, and again, like it's a theme song. Like you don't obviously like you don't learn anything about the show, but like you don't even see anybody else in the show but SpongeBob.
Very true. Yeah. Like
And
Fairly
it's
Odd
being-
Parents, like you said, you got the parents, you got Vicky, you got the
Yeah, you see
Odd
everybody.
Parents, you know, and then SpongeBob. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you only see the man of the hour.
Exactly.
That's it.
And it's introduced by this pirate who is not a character
No,
in the show.
no, he's a fucking picture frame.
Yeah. Oh, do you also remember SpongeBob? They would end with the studio logo. It'd be the monkey
Yes,
who would
yes.
turn around and say, "Hi, I'm Paul." Sometimes he'd have a third eye.
Was that
sometimes he'd be like-
SpongeBob? I think
it
that was Jimmy
it was-
Neutron.
Oh, it might have been Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, that was like Jimmy Neutron or something.
It might have been a few Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah, I know what you're
talking.
talking about.
But yeah,
That
wonderful.
regardless, that was a cool little thing. But yeah,
All right, SpongeBob, excellent pick. Now I have a show that came out around the same time, I believe. I have a show that took a pre-existing song, a great song, took "Bad Reputation" by Joan Jett, made it their theme song, and that's "Freaks and Geeks."
oh yeah, I know this. I know the show.
Yeah, and I mean a whole show about outliers, whether you're a freak, whether you're a geek, you're the outcasts of the high school. The show is about, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation, and that's what all the kids are. They don't care
Can I
what other
just
people
say-
think about them. Yeah.
This song does not die ever. You got it in this. First of all, when the song came out, you got this theme song. You got. I'm pretty sure it was in Shrek, one of the Shreks,
It's in the first Shrek movie, yeah.
and now it's Ronda Rousey's
It
entrance song for WWE. Go ahead.
A UFC fighter, I think, also used it. Like a pretty big one.
Really?
I could be wrong about that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a very iconic song. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it fits the show very. I've only seen I think 1 or 2 episodes of Freaks and Geeks, but
It's a fantastic show.
it fits well.
Yeah, and again, like, we don't want to get too much into the visuals, but the visuals for this one, they're like all sitting down to have their school picture taken. And just the little ways they handle it lets you know about their character.
Yes.
Lets you know everything you need to know. And with this song playing, it's perfect.
Right. Good pick.
Now we are entering the top 5.
I have, I think, 2 of your honorable mentions up here
Really? Okay.
in my top 5.
Okay, I'll have stuff to say at least.
The first one is Zoe 101.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love this thing. I mean,
It slaps.
I can sing this just like off the top of my head whenever I want. You know, like
Yeah.
it just sometimes it just like find its way into the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, and I like how it doesn't come in hard. Like it comes in like,
Yeah.
is this the one that has the "Are you ready" at the start?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that, and then just ooh, it's like ooh.
But then
like,
when the chorus
I am
hits, the chorus
Oh, yeah.
kind of hits, man. It
does.
kind of rocks a little bit.
And again, it's more. I don't know. I feel like that this show is always more mature than even like a Drake and Josh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that the song and the intro reflects it. Like
Yes,
it's still a show
yes.
that's made for children, but it feels more like a teen Nick show. It feels, and the song feels more like a teenager song.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, have you also seen? There's a Zoe 102 movie coming out.
Yeah, my brother told me about that not too long ago. That's just a wild sentence to hear about.
I mean, I'm gonna check it out. I love Zoe 101.
Oh yeah.
I hope they bring back
But
the
Zoe
song.
101 wrapped up pretty well, like pretty damn well.
I'm blanking on the ending actually.
Well, first of all, they rushed it because
She was pregnant.
Jamie Lynn Spears got pregnant. Yeah. But no, I think the curly head guy Chase, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what they've been anticipating for all series, like they get together and like wrap it up.
Yeah, I think the movie is about their marriage. It's about the wedding. But
it'd be great if it's just like a super serious like indie drama.
That would be great if they make it like a soap opera or something like that.
They make it like Marriage Story, just like this very dour, serious movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, everything these days is all about the legacy sequels and stuff like that, like Indiana Jones, the new iCarly show. What else came out? Maverick 2 or Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's what this thing is all about now. But yeah,
I'm still
back to the
songs.
songs.
I'm still waiting for my Michael spinoff, Drippin'.
Yes, Drippin'.
Yeah.
I'll say that to this day. You know.
Oh yeah. Have you gotten to the Community episode with Streets Ahead?
Yes.
What streets ahead? You have to ask your streets behind.
That's right.
All right. Now, my number 5, I have one that was made for the show, made a lot of production gone in to make this, and that's the Muppet Show intro.
Mm-hmm.
This is a raucous. It has a massive build-up, and I mean, it introduced the Muppet Show in such a grand way. It's literally the Muppet Show, but it's like it's introducing like Othello. Yeah. It's massive.
Fun fact, I actually played the Muppets theme song for my band class in 4th grade.
Oh.
And I got a solo for the...
Nice.
Just saying.
Just saying.
I blew that trumpet like a canary.
Okay. But like you said, being able to hum it, like this gets stuck in your head. You get the Muppet Show theme song stuck in your head. What?
Yes, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, I mean, and it fits the, like, theatrics of the show itself. You know, like it's kind of like skit shows and
yeah,
and it's puppets. Also, this reminds me, another great theme song is the Elmo Show theme song, or the Elmo's World.
Elmo's World. I didn't watch much like Sesame Street or Elmo growing up.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with much of that stuff.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. I was more of a Sesame Street guy than the Muppets guy, actually.
Really? Okay, yeah.
I also feel like Muppets is a little more mature.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. Yeah, I remember. I guess my equivalent to Sesame Street. I watched Bear in the Big Blue House quite a bit.
I've seen it, but wasn't my kick.
Wasn't you? Okay.
No.
Didn't do it for you like Elmo did.
No.
But yeah, Muppet Show, fantastic, fast pace. I mean, it's in the top 5 for a reason.
Okay. I know you're wondering where it is, and it's here.
Okay.
My number 4. My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight. I'm sitting here in traffic on the Queensboro Bridge tonight. But I don't care, because all I want to do is cash my check and drive right home to you. That's right. The King of Queens theme song is my top 4.
Mm-hmm.
From my reception of it, you would think it'd be a little higher, but I think top 4 is a good spot.
I'm not fighting you on it.
Okay.
It did not make my top 10. And I did not put it in the honorable mentions because I didn't want its name mentioned before this momentous moment when it would be.
Yes.
But, I mean, this might be the best sitcom intro. Like, traditional sitcom theme song.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can make the argument. I do have 2 that are higher than it, actually.
Oh, okay, that are technically sitcoms?
Yes.
Okay.
But, and I think it, when I first listened to it, I was a little surprised by how, like, like tapered back it is than most other theme songs. Like it's very like slow and a little sleepy. It doesn't really fit a comedy show theme song.
No, but it fits. It fits Doug. When you listen to that song, you feel like an IPS driver.
Exactly. You feel
just
like
waiting to get home to your gal.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's why it's so great.
Yeah, and as we've noticed many times, it's very catchy. If the walls of Oakwood would talk, they would have the King of Queens theme song memorized by now.
Yes, I heard 212 is making a remix.
To death. Oh yes,
with Tom Waits singing it.
Oh, we did a Tom Waits version. We probably did a couple others. With lots of Tom Waits. Tom Waits singing Randy Orton's theme song, and a couple other theme songs which might get mentioned later.
We have a fantastic idea to make a band where we only sing TV show theme songs. Yes. And this would be our kicker.
Ooh, do we open or close with it?
Ooh, you know what? I think we got to close with it because people are looking to get home with weary back, looking to settle down with their wife.
Yes. They didn't bring the wife to the show.
Well, that's one of those things it's just got to be the guys.
We should set this up. We had a club somewhere in Queens, and you walk in, you get your IPS shorts, you get your IPS shirt on, everyone's in uniform, and then we go up there and sing our theme song.
Yep.
And we should I should mention I won't speak for Mikey. I mentioned I air guitar. So I have no musical ability whatsoever.
But isn't that what's the great part about music? It'll move even the
dim-witted like myself.
Yes. I wouldn't say you're dim-witted in music, but even the simplest of minds.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, that was your 4, correct?
That was my 4.
Number 4, I have technically a sitcom, but not a studio sitcom. I have Malcolm in the Middle. Again, existing song.
I would consider it a sitcom. It just doesn't have the laugh tracks.
Yeah. But even in like tone and like it's not like your traditional like joke kind of thing.
Joke.
Yes. Malcolm in the Middle, it just ends with saying life is unfair. And like that's just that is just the show. Because no one in the family is really a bad person.
No.
They're all like Francis is a little like he can be a bit of a rebel, but but in terms of the main family, none of them are bad people. They all deserve to be happy. Mm-hmm. It ends saying life is unfair because none of them ever get to be happy. Bad things just happen to them. Sometimes because of the other people in the family, but it's I don't want to say it's their own doing, but it's just life is unfair.
Right.
And the lead up is all it starts yes, no, maybe, I don't know, which is just the aimlessness of the show, which it feels like so many of the shows are just take place on just summer days where kids are bored. And then it just goes, you're not the boss of me now, because there is kind of this 2000s kind of unsatisfied youth feel to it. But it just goes nowhere, because it's like, oh, life is unfair. And like all the wasted energy, it just ends like that. And that's how so many of Malcolm's stories end. He's going to try this and do this and do this. It doesn't work out. And that's for the whole family.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I think that's something I actually like about this. Same reason I kind of like Seinfeld, where things just don't work out at the end of the day. And for whatever reason, that makes the show funnier and more interesting.
Yeah, I guess it does. I mean, although yes, you kind of expect at some point you see the pattern, like, oh, things are going to work out. But I think it's just like kind of refreshing from most shows, where it's, although yes, it's very lighthearted and playful. It can also be it kind of remind you of the bad things of life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Because they're a lower middle class family. Like, none of them have what they want. And it's all about how they're just getting through it. And the song is about getting through it.
That's a good pick. Good pick.
Now, the trifectas.
Before we get into the top 3, can I have you didn't mention Family Guy in your honorable mentions?
Oh, that should be mentioned.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought about it. I really thought, because it's a good theme song.
Yeah.
But it's been a little played out. I'm a little sick of it.
Yeah. like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've watched so much Family Guy
Yeah,
in my
that
life.
too.
I watched it since I was so young that it's not something I like. I don't know. I'm just so used to it for one,
Yeah.
and I still don't know all the words to it, but still, I'm not like, oh, this is fun, and like that doesn't get stuck in my head.
Yeah, I would say I know all the songs. All the words.
You do? Okay. But even I remember when they made the update to it, where the big staircase, where before it was just like generic guys and generic girls on one side, and then they changed it with all the characters in the show.
Yeah, I
I
like
remember
that.
that.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
cool.
that was a big deal.
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, like good, but like it never. I don't think it hit either. It's just like, oh yeah, top 10.
Yeah. Anyways, here's my top 3. Kicking it off is Full House.
Okay.
What?
No, I was just surprised.
Oh, what's so surprising?
Well, I'm just so unfamiliar with Full House.
Oh yes, that's right. You've never seen it. But
I do know the theme song has the whatever happened to
predictability.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like the beginning is kind of like, oh, the milkman, the paperboy, even in TV. It's talking about like what happened to like all these good times, which is very dated now to us because even the show now is still dated.
30 years old.
And then it goes, when it kicks into the chorus, the like, I don't know if you heard it, like the everywhere you look.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh. What I had to for senior year of high school, there was this class. Just bear with me on this story.
Okay.
It was a class called financial literacy. And we had to like make up.
Okay.
We had to like make a product and like make a commercial for it, and we made it, and then we were like, we have to find a way to like introduce the people to like the company, the fake company, and so we made like an outro to like the Full House theme song, and it'd be like me, iDubbbz, remember iDubbbz?
Oh, how could I forget?
Yes, it was me and him and a couple of Ethan and a kid named Colby, and it'd be like one of us like petting a dog and like look at the camera and go like, and I just unlocked that memory that we made that. And yes, it was to the Full House theme song.
Yeah.
That feels like so 90s, so family sitcom.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So palatable.
Right, and now it's like where it's like everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. It just captures the whole like overall theme of the show, which is just family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's such a warm hug. It's such a warm hug.
I like music that's a warm hug.
Right. I mean, when it invokes such feeling, because also it, a little nostalgic when I used to watch it as a kid in the morning. Yeah, Full House.
My number 3 is not a warm hug. In fact, it probably evokes emotions the opposite of a warm hug. I have the Twilight Zone.
Oh.
Technically, well, obviously, just the piano is iconic. However, there's no lyrics technically, but he narrates over it. You're entering the 5th dimension. Blah, 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 blah. And it's all very eerie and specific to the show's themes, but not the show itself because it's an anthology. Everything's different. And they managed to make a theme song that will fit basically every single episode by just telling you like you're about to see some sophisticated stories about something maybe supernatural, something maybe science fiction, Just have a look. And that's what the theme song tells you in a way that like gets you, it makes your hair stand up. It gets you interested in the same way kind of horror movie does, where you're like, it's feelings like you're technically not supposed to seek out, but you can't help it. You can't help the thrill.
If my memory's serving me right, there's really no music at all. It's just the
No,
guy
it's one
talking.
of those, like the do 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 do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very brief
and then,
though, right? Or it's kind of in the background when he's talking.
Yeah, it's in the background. It like starts like that, and then it kind of like tapers down, and then it's just like do 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 do.
Yeah,
throughout it.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did a couple versions, and they're both great. But yeah, so effective in, like I just said, getting everything you need to know out of the way.
Yeah. It sets everything up like the Fairly Odd Parents, just in its own.
Yes.
way.
In its own way.
Yes. So
Now,
would you say
two?
The Fairly Odd Parents is inspired by the Twilight Zone?
I think it's probably its biggest influence, if not a ripoff.
Yes. My number 2. If you know me, you know that the show was gonna make it on this list somehow.
Is it what I thought was number 1?
Oh, you thought this was gonna be number 1?
If it's what I think it is.
The Sopranos theme song.
Also my number 2.
Hey. Bubba Fist right there, my brother. Yeah, I mean, you're right. This was very well my number 1 until I fully made the list.
Okay.
And
yeah, now I'm interested. I don't know what number 1 is.
I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say anything. Yeah, I thought this was a lock.
Wow.
I know how much you like this song.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And I love it too, obviously.
I think
both
it's
our number 2s.
It's so good, you know. Just that first theme, like I always say to you, I think that first that would be a fantastic walk-up song to the plate.
Yes, it would.
Oh my gosh.
If we get an MLB team in Jersey, like we both want, I mean, that's every player's walk-up song.
Yes.
Like, non-negotiable, you woke up this morning.
That's right.
And, I mean, just woke up this morning, got myself a gun. But it's not, like, too... Like, it's still grimy and dirty, but still sounds electronic, so it, like, fits the time. It's not like... It doesn't feel like, 50s gangster. No, it feels like what a modern gangster.
And it's a little bluesy, too.
Yes. Yeah, the harmonica is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should tell a story, too.
Ooh.
During the Super Bowl in 2022,
Yeah.
I believe it was.
When they did the commercial.
2022, yes. I was watching it in the living room in our dorm, and Mikey was watching it down the hall in his bedroom. And this commercial came on that had AJ and Meadow in it, and had the Sopranos theme song. And Mikey's was on a bit of a delay. So I watched the commercial, and about a second went by, and I was like, oh, that's the Sopranos theme. And then another second went by, and I heard from down the hall, yes! And then a couple of seconds later, Mikey comes around the corner, holding his iPad over his head like a boombox, stomping to the music. And we were both vibing to it. We were both rocking to it and singing it because we know all the words.
Exactly.
And that show ended 15 years before that, but we all still know it.
Oh my gosh! I mean, and all the words are just it's so like cool. It just fits a mob. I know we keep saying like the themes fit the show, but like this just fits a mob boss. Like, okay,
it was like
got
it was
yourself
made for
a gun. You know, since the blues walked in our town.
Yes.
You know.
Have you ever heard the full version of the song?
Yes, I did.
It's
because
great.
I had to look it up because I was going to make it my walk-up song for a tournament, but then the part where it kicks into like the intro of the song, it's a ways down.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was like, all right, forget it. But yes, I have heard the full song.
Yeah, it's amazing, the full one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll hear snippets and listen to the full song, and I'm like, it's whatever. The snippet's good.
Yeah.
But this one, the whole thing is great.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
And I remember one thing I always thought about with Sopranos and just their music is that Mr. Springsteen has no songs in the show, and he's as Jersey as it gets.
And he's
I got to
in
like
relation
season
to
4.
an actor.
What?
You also have his guitarist in the show.
Yeah, I got to like season 3. I was like, man, there's no Springsteen. I was like, oh yeah, it would be kind of weird if one of the characters in the show is played by one of the guys in the band of the music.
I
playing.
suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, but Bruce has a song called "Murder Incorporated," which would have been just as good a theme song because it's about organized crime.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, you should give that a listen if you like woke up this morning, which we both do, as it's our number 2s.
Yes. I think the song is called maybe like "Got Yourself a Gun," something like that. I don't think it's "Woke Up This Morning."
Oh, it isn't? I know there's multiple versions. I listened to a version that just says like Sopranos version.
Oh, whatever.
So maybe they have like different titles. Yeah, whatever.
Who fucking cares?
It's time for the crescendo.
Ooh, the crescendo.
Mikey, your Oh no, my one or then
My one.
Oh yeah, because
yeah,
your one. Yes, your greatest television theme song of all time.
Oh, I'm a little nervous. You've mentioned this
I have. Okay.
in your honorable mentions.
Hmm.
Drake and Josh.
I found a way, baby.
Yep. It's short and simple, but it kicks so damn hard.
It really does. And it's very positive. Like, it makes you happy when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, something fun's gonna happen. Like, no, it like really gets you into what you're about to watch.
Exactly. It's the ending with the whoo, and the clink of the bottle. I would consider that to be in the theme song.
If you hear it, it's in the theme song.
Yes, exactly. It's from front to back a perfect theme song.
Is this the only one of our theme songs that is played by a character in the show? I'm trying to think.
Very good question.
I guess the Muppet theme song is played by all the Muppets. They're the ones singing it.
You can consider that Timmy Turner singing the Fairly Odd Parents song.
Okay, yeah.
But I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
That's what makes this a little more unique as well.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure he performs in the show. Maybe not with his band. But anyways,
I bet he does at one point.
Yeah, front to back, the intro really, I never thought, it kicks off, and then if you open up, and then it's gonna take, and then to the end.
His voice when he says it's gonna take some time, it's like it's Tom Waits-esque.
I know.
It's gravelly and rough.
I'm telling you, the song is pretty.
Drake Bell's got some pipes on.
Yeah, he gets heavy and gritty,
Yeah.
That's why this is a sleeper pick.
That was a sleeper pick. Yeah, because the more I think about it, the more I like it.
Now, Ryan, on to you.
My number one was also in your honorable mentions.
Wait. Kick Butowski.
No. That'd be great. My number one, Kick fucking Butowski.
I was going to put it in the top 10 just for shits and giggles.
My number one, I have the same song performed by 5 different artists for 5 different seasons. I have The Wire. I love this theme song to death. It's in each version of the song, played by a different artist over 5 seasons. Sounds very different each time, but still fits the show.
Oh, yes, of course.
Still feels grimy and dirty one way or another. And when you listen to all 5, you watch the show, what do you think was your favorite?
I would have to say either the tried and true source material. I think that was, what was that, season 2 where he act?
Season 2 was with Tom Waits, yeah.
I think season 2 is across the board the best thing about The Wire. Or the last one.
Last one's pretty good.
I think the last one makes it the most accessible.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It plays it more safe than any other season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I think 3 and 4 are both good, but a little more. They don't stand out as much.
Right. Yeah.
Granted, they were the 3rd and 4th, so they had tall tasks. But I agree, 5 and 2 are great. I think the first one is still probably my favorite, and it plays at the very end of the show. It's the last thing you hear in the show is that song playing as the ending montage. But I mean, it's The Wire, man.
It is The Wire.
I mean, it's probably the most consistent show I've ever seen.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and it's not called Way Down in the Hole, and that's how it feels in the show. Baltimore feels like you're in a hole, no one's getting out of it.
Yeah, my favorite part of the song has to be like that first part where it's not even words. Where it's like dun it,
yes,
dun. Yeah, that's good.
And then I remember I probably had a visceral reaction the first time I heard the season 2 theme, because I was like, oh, it sounds a little different. And then hearing Tom Waits' voice, I was like, oh wow, what is that?
Yeah, super cool. And you said, how you like a theme song that will change, like say like a holiday or something. I like how this adapted each season. I thought it just kept everything fresh.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, just like the content of the show, the theme song stayed fresh. It stayed different. It kept you engaged and enthralled. This had never had a skip theme. Never.
No.
All 5 seasons. You're never getting one of them.
Also, to be honest, the seasons of itself, they can kind of stand alone. You know, not much connecting stories.
Yeah, it's really just characters carry over.
Yeah.
Like, because we talked about the season 2, like
season
the
2.
Sabakas come and the Sabakas go. That's like, it could be its own show. That thing.
Yeah, exactly. Season 2 could be like a film. You know.
Yeah. And then season 4, like the education stuff is in that. It's not in anything before or after, really.
Mm-hmm. And
like,
I think
it makes him special.
Exactly.
It makes each season special.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because sometimes you talk about shows and you're like, well, it was kind of one continuous thing, so it feels weird to dice them up. This you can dice up into seasons.
Right.
For better or worse, you know. Do whatever you feel like. But yeah, The Wire. I will say, I said I never skipped theme. I have been skipping the theme to Secret Invasion because it's so long, and I don't like the show.
Ryan, I haven't watched an episode.
I can't even like really tell you to watch it because it's like, it's not like, oh, it's awful. It's just so generic.
Oh, that's a shame, man.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to this one too.
Yeah, me too.
Fury, espionage kind of stuff, and like, it's just nothing. And the theme song, have you heard there's a bit of controversy over the theme song?
Oh, isn't it like AI?
Yeah, and people are obviously like, oh, you should have gave it to an artist, like an actual artist, and pay them, which I can definitely understand. That's more important.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna use AI, make it look good. The visuals in this look like shit in this theme song.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even interesting to look at. It looks like shit just I made with, like, free AI generators.
Ooh,
so,
you know, that reminds me. We missed a good one.
My worst theme song.
Oh, really? Your worst?
Just off the top of my head, I don't like it. And the music doesn't do it any favors as well, I guess.
I can't really think of my worst theme song.
Yeah, there's nothing I really skip or, like, don't like, I don't think. Or like that I found annoying. Jessie. I didn't really like Jessie on Disney Channel.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it's just because my cousin watched that.
Shame on you.
I kind of got sick of it. Okay. Oh, let's see this. Sweet Life on Deck theme song. Sweet Life is Zack and Cody theme song.
On Deck.
On Deck. The Ho Hey Let's Go is hard to beat.
I think the On Deck was. First of all, I watched it a little more. I think I liked it better, to be honest.
Ooh, it might be, yeah. They could do, it's weird to say, like, when they're on a cruise ship, they could do more. Yeah. But it felt like they did more stuff when they were on the cruise ship. Than
and they're all a little older. They can explore some different themes.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not weird, like, why are these 2 children just alone? It's like, no, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love both of those shows.
I was going to say we missed Daredevil, but...
Oh, we did miss Daredevil.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. That one will get stuck in my head.
Yeah. Wow, you must have a dark mind. Jesus. That's like what you hear from like a torture cell,
too. It's just the cool piano. Okay.
All right. I think that both solid lists.
Both great lists. And just as much as we need a great way to introduce the show, we need a great way to wrap up the show with a banger of a theme song. Get ready, folks. It's coming. My name has been Ryan McNeil.
Michael Frieri.
And we wish you a Heidi.
Ho!